This is Jeffree Star. Jeffree Star is a YouTuber that has amassed over 17 million subscribers on YouTube and is a beauty channel. If you were like me, the first time you saw Jeffree Star, you were scared shitless and thought that it wasn't a person. Then you thought it was a girl, but then you realized it's a boy, and then you were just confused. But let's move on. Jeffree Star is one of the most well-known beauty gurus in the entire beauty community. Obviously, as I said, with over 17 million subscribers, Jeffree Star has never, and I mean never, disappointed his fans. Wait, I said that wrong. Jeffree Star recently has really disappointed his fans. Jeffree Star has been in a lot of controversies all over YouTube. He has been in so many different controversies that, you know, you can't even count them on one hand. The point of this video is not to discuss the past controversies of Jeffree Star. There are many other videos that you can look up on YouTube to find about Jeffree Star's past, but this is completely just about the present. Jeffree Star is one of the richest people in the beauty community. And when I mean one of the richest people, I mean he is the crazy rich person in the beauty community. Jeffree Star has a $14.6 million Hidden Hills estate mansion in California. He owns 10 different businesses, including investment properties around the world, in the marijuana business, and also in the beauty community. And his wealth and net worth is $75 million. Now, that doesn't mean he has $75 million, but that means out of everything that makes Jeffree Star, his clothes, his makeup, his house, everything, he is worth $75 million. That's a lot of fucking money. But Jeffree Star, let's just say, in this instance, in the beauty community, is the devil. According to traditional Christian beliefs, a deal with the devil is a pact between a person and Satan or a lesser demon. The person offers their soul in exchange for diabolical favors, including wealth, youth, knowledge, fame, or power. This directly can correlate to Jeffree Star and the way he runs the beauty community. Let's go back a little bit and look at an old clip from a Jeffree Star video that was shown. This is the only thing from the past that I'm bringing up, but it was when he stepped into the James Charles situation.
Into our old ways. And today, I know what people want. They want me to sit here and degrade James. They want me to open up my phone and expose it all. I'm done doing that. And it may be shocking. Some of you may be like, oh, are you just trying to save your own ass? Are you a liar? Are you this? I'm willing to bite the bullet and let anyone think what they want. But today I will not be posting voice memos. I will not be posting text messages. I will not be exposing anything more. This has to stop.
As you heard, Jeffree Star says, I could bring up all this dirt on James Charles, but I'm not going to do that anymore. Jeffree Star knows everything. Everybody works with Jeffree Star because they know how popular he is. They know how powerful he is. Everyone knows how much money he has. He is literally not I wouldn't call him a god. I don't believe in God. I personally don't. But a god is supposed to be someone that is almighty and giving. But this is the opposite. Jeffree Star is taking and taking and taking. We're gonna roll a clip from Blaire White's most recent video where she spoke about the whole Jeffree Star, Shane Dawson, James Charles, Tati Westbrook situation.
Okay, so I have started and stopped this video 13 times because I am that nervous and scared to make this video. You know, in the past, I've definitely not been scared of speaking against powerful people or people with more influence, money, resources, etc. than frankly I'd ever hoped to have. But for some reason, in this instance, I most definitely am.
Don't you just love it when someone says they're scared to be making this video? Like, that's completely normal, right? Like, that's what we just do as YouTubers. We just we're like, oh yeah, well, I can't wait to make this video. I'm so scared right now. I'm so scared to make this video. That already should ring a bell. I mean, it could just be a grade A pussy move, but like, I don't know, man. Jeffree scares me.
Specific about how he came into contact. He reached out to me via DMs on Twitter. And the reason he reached out to me is because of this. And please keep this in mind, because I'm going to come back to this later. I typed out Jeffree's first name in response to someone on Twitter. A reply tweet, not a main feed tweet, saying, I'm thinking about doing a video specifically about Jeffree's involvement with Davi Vanity because it's really shady. He then was in my DMs with a quickness to, in my opinion, put out a fire. He didn't want my video to be made, so he came in my DMs, requested a FaceTime.
So Jeffree knew that Blaire White was going to make a video about him, talking about Dobby Vanity, all that stuff. Just a video basically just going on about Jeffree Star. Jeffree basically sweet talked her out of it, was on FaceTime, probably like, oh girl, like you don't have to do that, girl. Like it's all cool, like we're all good, no reason to do that. But Jeffree really is trying to cover up his own ass because Jeffree knows that, you know, he's probably done some stuff that he's not proud of. I respect covering up your own ass, but when you do something bad or you do something wrong, you do need to take responsibility and come clean and just say, you know what, I did this, I'm sorry.
Basically, he manipulated me into not going forward with my video, said that a bunch of the things that were out there were fabricated, a lot of the receipts I planned on using were fabricated, was very convincing about it, and then a few days later went on Chris Hansen, went back on all of that, and basically showed himself to lie to me.
Blaire White was gonna make this video, she was gonna include all these like images or texts or voice memos or whatever she had, but then Jeffree was like, no girl, those are fabricated, those aren't real, those are fake, like I don't even know where you got those, like these are all just wrong. And Blaire White says that she was manipulated, but the thing is if someone just tells you that something is false and you just believe it firsthand, that's not necessary manipulation. That's just you then hearing from the person and then being like, oh, okay, I got it wrong. Blaire White goes on to say that Jeffree Star lied and went on with Chris Hansen and said, oh yeah, no, that stuff is fake, like, and basically lied to Blaire, which, you know, Jeffree, you always got to tell the truth. Honesty is the best policy.
Him asking me, so what's your opinion of James Charles? And keep in mind, a year ago, he called James Charles a predator and then refused to back it up with the receipts he promised he had.
And then the whole thing with James Charles came up. Jeffree asked about James Charles and accused James Charles of being a predator without any information or anything and not giving Blaire White any proof that this is true. So theoretically, Jeffree Star could be spreading a false allegation to Blaire White about James Charles when no proof has even been put on the table. That's another no-no. But does Jeffree actually have something?
Then provided me with receipts of a voice memo from a YouTuber who was allegedly sexually molested by James Charles. And it's credible. It's a YouTuber. It's credible. It is not my place to out this YouTuber's name at all. I have privately reached out to this YouTuber and said, hey, I'm a rape survivor myself.
Blaire White then says that Jeffree Star sent her a voice memo. Sent her a voice memo of a rape victim that apparently was raped / molested by James Charles. That's huge. That is some huge tea, sis. This was then backed up on an episode of Mom's Basement where Jeffree Star basically tells Banks and Keemstar that I can go into this other room and show Banks like all the stuff I have on my phone.
So if you want, we can pause and I can go in another room and play Banks what I have on my phone, and he can determine if he would have sent the same tweet.
The other thing that is scary is this clip right here that I'm gonna roll for a second.
Because I have dirt on everyone, and they know to keep their mouths shut.
Jeffree Star is claiming that he has dirt on everyone, that he knows everything. Most of the time, I don't believe stuff like this because I don't like stipulation or any of that bullshit, but I kind of believe this shit. Jeffree Star literally has dirt on everyone. He's the devil. He's the fucking devil. So many people have made deals with Jeffree, whether it regards YouTube, companies, marketing, anything, and Jeffree apparently knows everything about this person and kind of twists people's arms with it so that then he can just work with them, make more money off of them, and then if they ever try to speak out against Jeffree will be like, oh, I'm gonna bring up this from your past and now you look bad because you're gonna put all the hate on me and then I'm gonna throw it right back at you and I'm gonna be fine. Class act manipulation act, Jeffree. As we all know, the other day, Tati Westbrook released an apology video.
But my guard was down from being heartbroken, and I allowed myself to be worked by Shane, Jeffree, and others. James, I am so sorry that I allowed myself to be poisoned and weaponized against you. I'm sorry that I bought into any of their lies. Believing those lies and allowing myself to be gaslit into making that video is one of the biggest regrets of my life. James, I apologize for uploading that video. I should have known better than to fall for their lies and manipulation. But in the end, I failed. And instead, I allowed Shane and Jeffree to put a wedge between our friendship.
Well, it really wasn't that much of an apology. It was basically just this over and over. But this video was supposed to be an apology video to James Charles because, as you guys don't know, a year ago, Tati made that huge video about James Charles, and she, like, blew up all over the face of YouTube. It got so many views. James Charles was getting so much hate. It's actually such a dumb apology because it's like she's apologizing about the wrong thing. She's saying like, oh, I'm sorry that I was manipulated and foolish and that I tried to ruin our friendship. That is not what you should be apologizing for. You almost ruined this man's entire career. James Charles had so much hate for so long because of your video. And you say that you regret making that video. You made $19.6 million in 3 days after releasing that video. You're not sorry about that. You're not anything about that. You are probably grateful you got that money. Well, luckily, Tati and James now have something to talk about in their newly regained friendship, and that is how they both are bad at making apology videos. But now moving on back to Jeffree Star.
How he would frequently comment about how much dirt he held on other brand owners and members of our YouTube community. I believe that he actually held blackmail material on many people and was capable of destroying the entire community.
So this is Tati also backing up the whole point of how Jeffree Star has something over everyone. Basically saying everyone should be scared of Jeffree if you have ever worked with him, if you have ever said anything about him, if you have like ever turned down working with him. Basically saying anybody that has ever come into contact with Jeffree Star should be terrified of what he is going to do.
My opinion, he's gonna go off, guys, and I don't think anyone, I don't think he will hold back, and I think we need to be prepared to understand that we need to forgive the people that he is holding hostage with veiled threats of exposure. We need to be prepared to forgive them, otherwise this won't stop. So prepare to not cancel everyone and give them a chance.
Now, Tati, I know you meant well with this sentiment right here. I know you're saying, oh, we don't need to cancel everyone. We need to forgive. Well, if we look at this like this so-called James Charles situation where James Charles might have raped someone, we cannot just say, oh, James, I forgive you. We can't just say that. That is a criminal offense right there. I mean, if there really is that bad stuff that has happened, it's worse on Jeffree for keeping it secret for so long because that's illegal. If a crime has been committed, you should report the crime. A rape, a murder, a burglary, anything. Tax evasion, you've committed a crime. Those need to be reported. And Tati is saying like, oh, don't cancel them, don't stuff like that. But if you really have like James Charles committing a rape, no, he should get tried and called out for committing a rape.
In 2019, Jeffree started talking a lot more crap about James Charles than usual. It seemed that doing so had become his biggest obsession. Things further escalated at my birthday. Every time James Charles's back was turned, Jeffree would tell me that James Charles was out of control. He even texted and called me the following morning to apologize for James Charles's behavior at my birthday dinner and how embarrassed he was for me.
Why was Jeffree Star apologizing for James Charles' behavior at your birthday party? Like, that doesn't make sense to me. It's like Jeffree Star is like the abusive stepdad to James Charles, like has all this dirt on him, talks smack about him, and is like, oh, I'm sorry my son was so disrespectful at your party. Like, it just doesn't make sense. The other thing that really screams devil about this and whole deal with the devil with this whole Jeffree Star thing is how Tati Westbrook claims that she had to relocate because she was so scared of what Jeffree could do.
I've been terrified for a very long time. So much so that I had to relocate again 2 months ago, and I have taken serious security precautions to ensure my safety.
Now, this raises 2 points to me. The first point is that Jeffree Star is absolutely batshit crazy. The second point is that Tati has done something in the past that she is not proud of, that Jeffree Star is going to be able to bring up. Now, that could just be the apology video, because there was that whole conspiracy theory where Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson were in with Tati when when Tati made that video on James Charles, because as we know, Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star, they don't like James Charles. I mean, we can tell Jeffree Star doesn't after all the shit that he's thrown on him, but Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star are very close, so Shane Dawson also doesn't like him. When you have multiple YouTubers in the beauty community that are absolutely terrified of an individual that has money, fame, and power, and everything, and literally can make or break a career, you have the devil. You have the flat out devil. You don't have a god, you don't have an angel, you don't have a saint. You have a devil or an old Italian mob boss. One thing that I want to say just at the end of this is that the beauty community is a whole nother fucking level. The beauty community is terrifying, and I don't know how people really can follow along with it. Maybe I'll make a follow-up video to this in the future. Maybe I won't. I don't really know. I just know that Jeffree Star is the devil. He's literally the real-life devil. And I know that he is going to wind up doing something massive, whether it be against James Charles, whether it be against Tati, whether it be against Blaire White, whether it be against the entire beauty community. Something big is going to happen because Jeffree has yet still to respond. But guys, that's gonna wrap it up for today's video, and I hope you guys really did enjoy. If you did, or if you learned something in this video, it would mean a lot to me if you could leave a like on today's video, because us commentary YouTubers could use a like or two. Also guys, remember, if you're not already, please feel free to click that subscribe button with those notifications so you get a notification on your phone, tablet, and even laptop every time that I upload a brand new video, which is every single day at 3 p.m. Eastern time. Guys, thank you so much again for watching today's video. It really means a lot to me that you guys tuned in. Remember guys to do those great things you guys do on a daily basis, such as liking, commenting, favoriting, sharing, subscribing, turning on those post notifications, all those amazing things you guys do. Guys, remember to follow me on Twitter at Sir Sloth with 2 H's and no spaces. And guys, remember, the beanie and the crooked glasses stay on during sex. But guys, I really do hope that you guys did enjoy the video, and I'm really glad you stuck around until the end. But yeah, I will see you all in my next video tomorrow. Peace.
See you guys in the next video. Oh, and if my body's found dead in a ditch somewhere, it's Jeffree Star.